Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
It's been a busy couple of hours around here as our storm team has been tracking the rain, hail, and strong winds, part of a storm that's moving through the heart of the valley right now.
And the biggest concern from our weather tonight is the chance of a tornado. Thankfully, there's been nothing so far. But let's get the latest on what is going on and where from our chief meteorologist, Hutch Johnson. Hutch, you've been busy.
We have, and pretty much our entire viewing area, with the exception of our easternmost counties in central Minnesota, have been placed under a tornado watch until midnight. That means the ingredients are there with the spin in the atmosphere that severe storms could quickly produce tornadoes. So be on your toes, review your safety plan for that. A lot of lightning approaching the FM area, also more lightning near Jamestown and Valley City. This is where the most potent storm has been as it continues to move east-northeast at about 35 miles per hour with sporadic thunder shower activity for Benson, Ramsey, and Towner counties, as well as Grand Forks County. The lightning intensifying for your area as well as those storms picking up a little steam. Here's a look at the newest warning. It's been issued for basically the Cass County area into Clay County and parts of western Norman, extreme southeastern Trail County. I'll get the latest on the warning with regards to its expiration, 7 o'clock. This line of storms has a history of tennis ball size hail and continues to rotate as it works its way in our general direction. Just watching the reds and greens here, you can see the storm spinning its way right here near and north of Castleton. Some rotation with this storm as it surges eastward, and as it does, it also brings the risk of some sizable hail, upwards of 1 to 1.5 inches in diameter as it pushes in. So make sure you put the vehicle in the garage. The core of the storm from Page will be moving northeast towards Mayville and Hillsborough, so you are not out of the woods, even though the warning is more for the Cass County area right now. And here's a look at the hail potential where you see the yellows on the map there. This would be hail size estimates of upwards of 2 inches in diameter now, just a few miles to the north and west of Castleton. As the crow flies, that's 10 miles. So very large hail. Still some spin with these storms as well. We'll continue to track them, but know that as we go between now and the 10 o'clock hour, it will primarily be the Red River Valley counties impacted by the storms. Between 10 o'clock tonight and 1 in the morning, these storms will race through portions of western Minnesota, and wind gusts over 80 miles per hour, large hail over 2 inches in diameter, and a possibility of a tornado still a risk.
All right, thank you, Hutch.
And make sure you have the Valley News Live Storm Team weather app. It'll come in handy so you can keep up with the weather anytime, anywhere. You'll get the latest forecasts and conditions so you can plan your day. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store and download it for free.
There are still questions surrounding the death of a 17-year-old high school student who was visiting friends at NDSU at the time of his death. One mom's Facebook post about what happened is getting shared over 1,000 times, even by the family of the teenager who died. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson spoke with her and shares her message about the community and how it can prevent tragedies in the future.
It could have been so many of us moms standing here feeling that hurt.
It happened by chance. The same day as 17-year-old Devin Delaney was found unresponsive was the same day Katie Dills came to Fargo to pick up her freshman son.
Yeah, that's my oldest. We've had a similar situation that scared the death out of me, and it's the greatest fear when I dropped him off a month ago. Something would happen to him that would change his life forever.
She came the same day to the same dorm to find out her son lives on the same floor it happened.
And that fear I felt for that mom.
So she made a Facebook post in hopes someone would hear her and maybe someone would listen. It could have been my son, she wrote, pleading as a mom for students to look out for one another, check in on one another, and be the kind of friend who doesn't walk away.
We have 4 sons actually, and we talk all the time, and we model by example, and we are very imperfect parents, every single one of us, and our kids are imperfect. I don't expect my kids to do perfect things, but I want them to learn from every mistake, and they're going to make mistakes. We just don't want them to be a life-changing mistake.
A message Dills wanted to share after seeing her worst fear here at the very dorm her son lives. In Fargo, Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
The cause of the 17-year-old's death has not been released, although students tell us he was drinking with a group of friends. The BCI continues to investigate.
Investigators are working to figure out what started a garage fire in South Fargo that caused thousands of dollars of damage. Fire officials say the garage fire was at a home in the Osgood area last night, leaving behind about $8,000 worth of damage. They say a sprinkler was going off and likely kept the fire from spreading. A preliminary investigation shows the fire started on a stovetop that was in one of the garages, but they're still working to find out what sparked it.
A North Dakota man is dead after police say he was hit by a drunk driver. The crash happening last night around 9 o'clock on a county road near Larimore. The rider was thrown from the bike and pronounced dead at the scene. His name has not been released. But state troopers do say 43-year-old Paul Lilja of Larimore turned his vehicle in front of the motorcycle. Lilja was arrested for DUI.
Police are investigating after people living in a Moorhead neighborhood were woken up by the sound of gunshots overnight. Investigators say someone fired multiple shots at the garage near a townhome while people were inside. No one was hurt. Police believe the people involved knew each other.
Minnesota's top elected officials begin court-ordered mediation this week in a budget dispute that is now threatening hundreds of jobs. The state Supreme Court ruled the governor's veto of the legislature unconstitutional, but ordered mediation to settle the dispute. The House and Senate could start running out of money as early as Thanksgiving. The Minnesota legislature is already preparing a worst-case scenario that includes hundreds of layoffs. Without operating money, the House and Senate would be forced to shut down. Layoffs would include not just 450 permanent full-time House and Senate employees, they also include 201 state representatives and senators. A total of 616 people sent home, one of the largest mass Minnesota layoffs in years.
North Dakota's First Lady, Catherine Helges Burgum, says she has been in addiction recovery for more than 15 years. Since she became the First Lady, she's been focusing her attention on helping others deal with addiction and recovery. The First Lady and Governor Doug Burgum are hosting Recovery Reinvented. The event will see people from education and law enforcement, among others, getting information about addiction and recovery out to the public.
The more people don't talk about it, the more there's like this idea that it's a secret, but it's a chronic brain disease. And so we shouldn't deal with it with punishment. We need to deal with it with treatment as a health concern.
Recovery Reinvented is happening at the Bismarck Convention Center on Tuesday, September 26th.
We're continuing to keep an eye on this stormy weather that's moving through the valley. Stick around in about 15 minutes. We'll check in again with Hutch on what's coming up on Valley News Live at 6.
Up next, check out the kind of clothing meant to inspire.